Hello, Brick World family. Thank you for joining us this week for Think Outside the Blocks. This is episode 12, and we are back here, of course. Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brick World. You can follow me at Brick World on Instagram and probably other places as well. If you search for Brick World, you'll definitely find me. I am here this week, as usual, with my co-host, Ben Hauger. Ben, how are you doing this week?
You have me on mute. Oh, there I am. Hey, I am here. I am back. I am refreshed
I control everything.
after my little vacation.
Yes.
And, I'm ready to talk about builds today.
Fun in-law vacation. I hear that's the best way to vacate.
It's the only way to vacation sometimes.
That's awesome. So we've got an exciting night tonight. We're here at Think Outside the Blocks, where we're going to show you how to think outside the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium and also think outside of your own mental blocks. And so we're going to go over some builds that we've done in the last couple weeks because Ben was off last week. But we're also introducing a new segment tonight. And Ben, since this is your brainchild, do you want to explain to people what we're going to be doing after we look at our builds?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of different things we can talk about. Sometimes we're not going to be able to, have an exciting new build, but of course, what was it that home improvement used to say? We're not just about home improvement. We're also about male improvement. We're not just about mocks here. We're also about connecting with the community. And I think one thing that a lot of us probably share is what I like to call my closet of shame.
Yeah.
My closet of shame is this closet right back here, this white one.
Nice.
And it is shameful because if you open it up, literally sets will come falling and crashing onto your head. It is full of Lego sets that I haven't opened. And of course, if anyone who's a non-member of the Lego community comes over and sees that closet, I would be ashamed. Just by the pure amount of Lego money spent in there on sets I haven't opened.
Or like when over the course of 9 months, when 1,000 contractors come into your house and just see stacks and stacks of Lego, and you're like,
yeah, right. So Mark and I are going to dip into our closets of shame and pull out a set in there, and we'll talk a little bit about, what attracted us to the set, why we bought it, and why the heck we haven't opened it, right?
Yeah. Greetings, Titanium J. Yeah, I had quite a lot. Like, I'm sure that's not a surprise. And it wasn't necessarily in that one closet. It was making its way back to that closet. But it's all over the house, and so I had plenty of options. We had a lot of people saying hello to us in the chat. Why don't I do something fun, like find our new sponsors and talk about them while you set up your first build? Give me 1 second, actually, so I can find our new sponsors and talk about them. I was looking for my ACOB shirt tonight, and like most things in this house, I couldn't find it. Want to promote ACOB, love ACOB. You watched ACOB for the first time this week. What'd you think?
Yeah, I went on last week.
Claxton.
I learned a lot about heaters.
Yeah.
They're not just cigarettes that you smoke outside anymore. These are the hot newness, the hot sets coming out. Lots of heaters.
Yeah, lots of them.
Lots of discussion about the heaters for sure.
That shirt that I normally wear from them is a heater in and of itself, right?
Oh, it's definitely a heater.
Yeah, yes. maybe we'll get a Michael Fujiwara is back. Look at this. We haven't seen you for a couple weeks, Michael. Welcome back. Happy to see you. We're always happy to see everybody in our chat, of course. But they over there on ACOB, they've got the Girth Gang. And we don't have a name for our chat. We're going to have to come up with one. We're going to have to let it happen organically. We don't have to do it just because ACOB does it. But you know what else? Ben, Jesse has a backlog pile of shame. It's fact.
Yes. And your closet of shame might not actually be a physical closet like mine. Might just be a corner where you've got a whole stack of sets. I have both a closet of shame. Yeah, I have both a physical closet and then several metaphorical piles of shame around the house as well.
So. PNJ Brick says, I keep adding to that pile of shame. Yeah, we all do. Yeah, it's exactly what it's for, is just to add more shame to it. I have banker's boxes full of Bricklink orders of shame where I'm like, why did I order this? I'm like, I'm sure I'm going to use it without a doubt. Ben, what we're interrupted and we're not a part of because we're just not cool enough is the 72-hour Lego community live stream.
Oh, who's doing the live stream?
Everybody but us, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So we can sign up for a slot. The only one that was available was noon today. Um, and I knew I was going to be doing puppy play date at the time, and I was like, let's stick to our regular 7. Maybe next year we'll catch wind of this earlier. Maybe we'll be actual influencers that people remind us that it's happening. But we are not part of the official 72 Lego community 72-hour live stream. But happy that people are joining us anyway. Countdown the days till Brickworld Chicago 24. You know what? I do the same thing, but I'm going to go ahead and take you out so that you can get your build ready. When
Awesome.
we share our what are they called? Our collaborative builds with the rest of our group. I name them the amount of days left until we get to Brickworld Chicago, just so like we have a countdown going the entire time. Jesse's Brick Galaxy says I have 3 areas per size of boxes. 3 separate metaphorical closets of shame. We're hoping to help you drop your shame on that tonight. Nobody has to be ashamed of it. We all do it. I have a giant pink thing on my head. I do enjoy being able to hear things clearly, and hopefully you guys are hearing me better as well. But it is jarring to me that there's a giant pink thing on my head. So let's take a look at our newest sponsor here, Bricks and Minifigs Grand Rapids. We're doing Brickworld Grand Rapids this year for the first time, and we have our first signature sponsor. They're going to be at the front of the room along with along with Bricks and Minifigs Kalamazoo. They are splitting that signature sponsorship level, and they're going to be greeting guests as they come in. They're going to be running our Brickle hunt, which will be a little postcard we give to every guest, and if they can find all the Brickles. If you don't know what a Brickle is, it is our official Brickworld mascot. If you can find all the Brickles in the displays at Grand Rapids, you will go to the Bricks and Minifigs booth at the entrance, and you will get a free gift for finding all the Brickles. And they're going to be doing a lot for us this year as far as promoting the show goes ahead of time. Dark Dragon is here. Ben, Dark Dragon is here. How amazing is this? We miss you. We miss you tons. A huge dark dragon-shaped hole in our hearts this year. Let's see, we've got a little bit behind here. We got Michael Fujiwara said that he watched Macro last night. And it is a hashtag 72-hour that we're not officially a part of. Again, I just want to put this up there again because there she is. Dark Dragon's here, everybody. Michael Fujiwara says, we got a house full of Lego. No shame in our game. The entire house is the closet of shame. That's what you can call the basement of my place at this point. But I like to use the excuse of like, it's the Brickworld offices, right? P&G Brick says, Mark, you sound muffled. Maybe bring the mic closer to you. Ben told me it sounded like I was eating it. So can you tell me, does this sound better or is that too loud? Because I can adjust the level. Is this clear or is it awful or what is it? Dear Lord, Dark Dragon, we miss you too. Can't wait to see you. And his name just left my mind. It's at the tip of my brain. Ben, what's her son's name?
Bradley.
Bradley. I was going to say Daniel, and I was like, no, it's 2 syllables. Oh, God, Bradley's amazing. So anyway, back to Brickworld Grand Rapids. If you're interested in vending, sponsoring, or displaying at Brickworld Grand Rapids, please send an email to contact us at brickworld.com, and we will get you pointed in the right direction. We would love to have anybody who wants to display there. It's by invitation only, so you don't have to pay to display. And we're doing it differently than we do our other expos. Our expos are different from the convention, so there are no private hours. We're adding a couple just for the people that we're inviting this year, so there should be, we're working on it now, an A-full appreciation night. And we're also going to do World of Lights for the public. So we have Friday night hours, we have Saturday hours, and we have Sunday hours. And so if you have a display that lights up, we really want to hear from you. Also, we're running concurrently with an event called Art Prize, and we want art-based Lego fans there to kind of inspire that art community that's going to be there already. Geraldine Child says she loves the Brickles. Did she spell that right? She certainly did. If you ever make them as real touchable things, I want to be first in line. We have. We gave away we sold the first ones this year at Brickworld Chicago, and we will be doing that every year and hopefully getting more in our merchandise booth. They are real things. They will all be at Brickworld Grand Rapids. You can see them and touch them and find them and get a prize for finding all of them. Maybe I'll put them up at the end of the stream and introduce everybody to the Brickles. Dark Dragon sounds like audio compression issue. It looks like I have it set correctly. Should I just take this thing off my head? Because my MacBook mic usually does all right. Because if it sounds annoying, we don't want that. Let's see.
But that's okay. So, I can hear you, but you're very, very quiet. I can barely hear you, but ask the chat, I think.
All right. Well, I will work on getting another microphone hooked up. Why don't we switch over to you, and I'll see if I can get all this fixed.
Sure. Well, so as I had mentioned, uh, or as Mark had mentioned, I was on vacation last week at a cabin in Wisconsin with my in-laws. And one of the things that we always do, it's been a tradition, is something akin to a Lego Masters type show, where I give the seven cousins a couple of everyone's saying no sound or very quiet. I don't know if that's just you or it's behind or that includes me.
I imagine it's just me.
Um,
I can see my levels
okay.
are really low, actually. I think I'm trying to fix that right now.
Okay. So we do sort of um, a mashup of a couple of sets, and then I give them some time to build. And this year, the two sets that we did for the Lego Challenge were the buildable Iron Man figure and the McLaren. And after we finished the two-pack McLaren, I should say, after we finished the challenge, my son called that I didn't have any sort of prizes. So I told them, well, you guys are going to get the best prize of all. I'm going to talk about your builds briefly on the live stream Sunday. So we're going to start here with the first build. This comes courtesy of my 10-year-old. No, he's not 10. He's almost 13. My son is 10. My soon-to-be 13-year-old nephew Sam, who built this very inspiring Cybertruck or Cybercar out of those. And what ended up coming out of that was his 17-year-old brother, Aaron, built something very similar, also a Cybertruck. Sort of see a theme here. And
real quick,
how
am I sounding? Is this too loud? Is this good? Is this what?
that is quite loud, but we can definitely hear you now.
All right, so the level's coming back down. Going to put this one up there. Thank you. I saw some likes come through. Like the stream just because I finally got the audio to work correctly. I will work on that some more. Try to be a little bit more professional. I thought my little pink headset was pretty professional looking. Definitely cute. Yeah. Michael Fujiwara says that unfortunately they're going to the Arch Nemesis show on Grand Rapids weekend. That's okay. We don't have Arch Nemesis here in the LEGO community. Anything built in the LEGO community is fine by us. If you're going to BFL, that's a different story. But no, I'm just kidding. Oh, Brick Fair, Virginia, and Brick Slopes in Utah. Yeah, those aren't our nemesis. Nemesises. They're whatever the Nemesi. Those aren't our Nemesi. Those are our friends. We like those people. We like the Brickfest Live people too. They're okay. Dark Dragon confirms it's better. Michael Fujiwara says, smash that like button. That's right. Please do. If you like what you're seeing, ring a ding the dingling. Is that right?
Yes. Ring-a-ling the dingling bell. Hopefully I'm not echoing now. If I am, make sure you push that button so I'm not echoing anymore.
Yeah, you should be. Do you guys hear an echo on Ben? Oh, now what is wrong with us? No sound here now. What?
I think that was earlier.
It's very quiet. Oh, okay. Mark's mouth is moving, but there's no sound. Oh, okay. So I did miss this quite a bit. Okay, Mark. Mark is great. Ben is an echo.
Yeah, I can see his switched over.
I can see his coming back through mine. Ben, say something.
Hello, Mark.
Yeah, yours is coming back through my... yeah, I'm way behind on chat. Yours should not be doing that. Yeah, you steering mic around. Use echo cancellation. Interview. Use echo cancellation. Come on, kids. What's up? Are we hearing an echo on Ben?
Mark is good. How about me?
How's Ben?
Someone with fast typing fingers. Let's see.
There's also a delay, so.
Yeah, of course there is.
We'll just sit here and hum while we wait. Let me see if I'm missing a second.
Well, I can keep talking about these awesome mocks, but of course,
yeah,
I don't want to annoy everyone with the echo.
Everybody's on echo cancellation, so I don't know what's up. Oh, I see what's happening. Hold on. Ben's Lego room is cavernous. Maybe that's all it is. Keep going. We'll see if we get some more complaints. Let's get on with the meat of this Lego live stream sandwich. What?
Yeah, everyone says I'm still echoing.
Good.
Well,
Well,
while you figure that out, not to be left out, my son Miles, of course, wanted to move over to compete with the cousins. So he built this delicious couch car, as he was calling it, where he has a little guy there um, riding the couch on the car. It sounds like I'm still echoing for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then my niece Mia, probably one of the more creative entries, came up with a hot dog and french fries. Mia's a vegetarian, so I told her this must be an impossible hot dog.
She says it's better.
But she, oh good.
Missy said it's better now. Yeah.
It's fixed. Oh, that's what
That's
what Z's spouse says. So thank goodness for her. So hamburger and one fry. There were more fries in here, but I think I ate them. I don't know. We're down to one.
Nice.
I wanted to get to the last three here. This one's probably
Now I'm echoing. I'm just gonna kill myself.
It went away and then returned. Man.
I had myself muted, and I think you're coming through my speakers is what's happening, and I don't know why that's still happening. Oh my god. I'm just gonna mute myself. You go on for a while.
Okay, well that's what we'll try for a little bit. So hopefully Mark now on mute, and this is better. This you might think looks awfully similar to one of the sets that was up in the mashup. What in particular was interesting about this is my niece Izzy took some liberties. I don't give them the instructions with the set, but she managed to discover, without me telling her, that you can, of course, find the instructions on Lego Shop at Home. Well, on the Lego website. I shouldn't just say Shop at Home. She found the instructions, of course, and just built one of the sets. She was trying to do it surreptitiously, building under the table while holding a iPhone between her knees to find the instructions. Of course, her build was thought to be amazing by her cousins when she first revealed it, though, of course, it quickly became apparent that she was a cheater. So it was funny nonetheless. And then Mara, of course, every time I let my little 7-year-old participate, she always insists that I don't give her the same sets as the other cousins, because she, of course, wants a friend's set. That's like a requirement for her. She, of course, insisted on a friend set. We didn't follow the instructions. She also always has Daddy help her. We didn't follow the instructions for the first 4 bags, but she basically wanted it built exactly like it was on the box, though she did the stickers herself. I think I saved probably the most impressive one for last, or at least the one that looks the most like a set. I shouldn't say most impressive. I mean, any creativity is good creativity. But my nephew Jake built this heater here, as you can see. Looks very much like a production level set. I like the color blocking, the fact that the minifig sits in there comfortably. Everything about it's really a nice quality build. So this is something that, even though my nieces and nephews are getting older, they still look forward to every year, even if they don't build at home as much as they used to. It's still always something that we have fun with. So the other thing I always like to do is give them a PowerPoint with awards. I give everybody an interesting or creative award. This one I gave Jake. I told him that this was the I cheated award because it looks so good and he must have cheated. But we all know the only person who really cheated was Izzy for following the instructions and totally destroying the whole thing. So
So what was the prize this year?
the prize this year was you got to have your build shown on a live stream that maybe 20 people would watch live or something. So pretty amazing.
How's the echo sound now, everybody? Because I have put a couple things together to hope this stops by turning off my external speakers. PNG Brick says that it's cool that you and your family do these challenges. I think so too. That's pretty awesome. I'm sure if I was a kid in your family, I'd be looking forward to the same thing.
Well, and the benefit for me is I don't have to open all the bags and pour them out. I get the kids to do it for me. But of course, the downside in air quotes is I have to have 7 copies of the same set, which of course I pull from my closet of shame.
Right. Do you have 7 copies of many sets in your closet of
yes,
shame?
These aren't the only ones that I have 7 copies of. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, my levels seem to be spiking according to the software here. So if you still can't hear me, I will go ahead and turn it up. But if I start to get too loud, please just let me know.
No echo. At least everyone's excited about that. So now that we've covered what I did my week off, let's talk about what we were working on the week before, which is of course hashtag
chunk up my mechs.
Chonk up my mechs. Okay, so for reference, this is
There's Mr. Heavy Pants,
the non-chonky boy.
Lego Team B wants to know how to join your family. Sounds like Lego Team B wants to be part of this competition.
We take applications.
By the way, welcome Bill Bartley.
Once every 5 years.
First time we've had Bill Bartley here. Bill Bartley does our Indianapolis show every year. Happy to see you tonight. Haven't seen you since March. Lego Team B says, now it sounds perfect. Awesome. Hey, Ben, look at us. We're like professional live streamers here. It only took us 23 minutes to get the audio sounding correct. Hey, I feel good about that.
Good.
So Mr. Heavy Pants Mech here is on the screen. Question real quick. Can we see the taint?
I mean, if we need to.
Ew. Hey, it's rounder than last time. Dragon says
this one was always round. We got to get to the
that's right. That's right.
In a minute. Right.
Dark Dragon says, I have a building of shame. You got the studio building area ready to build and or animate sometime soon. Yeah, we're going to see some animations. Dark Dragon has allowed me the privilege of doing some voiceovers on our animations, which I always found really fun. I miss doing acting work, which is something I used to do. And so getting the opportunity from time to time is always really fun. I'm really glad Dark Dragon's back in it. She went through a mini Dark Age post-COVID, but we've got her back, and she's here tonight, and we couldn't be happier. Michael Fujiwara just keeps dropping some woohoos in the chat. We appreciate the energy a lot there. So, Ben, tell us why we're looking at Little Mr. Heavy Pants.
Well, I would say that I am now ready to move on. It's not quite done, but at least I can start a new project. And that is because I believe my Chonkify My Mech, Mr. Big Heavy Pants Mech, is now ready to take the place of the smaller Taint Twin, as they've been named.
Yeah, Lego Team B is asking for another slow Taint reveal on this one.
Yeah, this one still has some issues. His Taint is unfinished.
Oh, jeez, Ben.
But I want to put them side by side so we can kind of see what we were going for here, which
I don't
hashtag Supersize My Mech.
Chunk them up. I don't know who the who's in charge of the Met category for our awards coordinators, but I'm going to have to tell them that they need to check all the taints. Oh my God. Dark Dragon says, Bradley says, hi, Mark 1 and Ben. Yes, I'm back to Mark 1. Yes, awesome. That makes me very happy. How come you're not a Mark? You should be like Mark 2 or Mark 3.
I think maybe I was a Mark at one point, but I'll take being the only Ben. I don't know.
Ooh, hey, look, someone's talking about your work. Michael Fujiwara says it's impressive. I do very much like, again, the sleekness of those legs. Did you chalk up the feet again?
Nope, they're as chonky as they were before.
Yeah, I like the black and yellow warning stripes. I don't remember seeing those before.
And those were added, as was the back of the mech here.
You were Mark 91 for a while. You must have really pissed Bradley off.
Oh man, I probably said something mean
Oh, I've been
about Star and Morte.
for
About
some
Morte,
reason
I
I'm
said something nice about Star.
I Lego Team B is shaming me to stop. Like checking all the taints is ridiculous. I don't I don't know. Now I feel bad.
Yeah. The other thing we talked about was hashtag supersize my guns. So there you can get
Oh
a
yeah,
look at
yeah.
a supersized gun with a belt fed mechanism on here.
Yeah, it was like
And in
itty
order
bitty
to
guns on the chunky arms last week. Oh, and I like
yep.
I like the cone on the back that you added. Michael Fujiwara says I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. But he loves mechs. Okay, good. Rabbit hole referring to the rabbit hole of mechs, staying away from the dirty minds we had a couple weeks ago. PNG says check the taint should happen during World of Lights. No, World of Lights should be a family friendly affair. Bill
Yes.
Bartley says nice scaling of the mechs. Yeah, so that's the Bill Bartley. I know you haven't been here before, but that's or at least you haven't commented. That's his entire mission statement here for hashtag supersize my mechs is like he wants them to have a little bit more presence because as much attention as he gets, he was nominated for Brick Road Master this year. His mechs never really get the same sort of attention that all of his other builds get. Now, again, he builds in so many different styles; they may just disappear with everything else. But he's hoping to like give them less opportunity to disappear among the castles and the spaceships and the XYZ that he builds. Michael Fujiwara says a pate of taints. Oh, you know what we forgot to say? As we talked about a murder of crows, a dazzle of zebra, a flamboyance of
Yes.
flamingos. And I forgot to let everybody off the hook and let them know what a group of rhino is. But we'll give them another chance without Googling. If anybody in the chat knows, go ahead and answer. And if you don't, I'll tell you later. But you have to remind me to tell you. Lego TV says, I know I coined taint twins the other week. I feel ashamed of everything. Thank you. Okay, good. Now I do feel better. Let's be shame twins and let's feel less ashamed about it and laugh at taints more. Lego Team B says these builds are stellar. Congrats, and it really is. I was wondering what cockpit you used there, and is it the same one we saw last time?
This is from the 1989 Batman Batwing.
Well, can you be more specific?
Could I be?
Yes, please.
That's what it's from. So the 1989 UCS Batman set is what this cockpit is from in this color. I'm sure it comes in clear and some other ones. It is a half cone shaped windscreen.
Okay.
I believe they renamed the color. It used to be trans black. Now I think they're calling it trans brown.
They have been calling it trans brown for a while. So Michael Fujiwara, just to let you know, we got off on a side conversation a couple weeks ago about like, groups of animals are called certain things. For example, a flock of crows is called a murder of crows. And
Yes.
so each one has a different name. The ones that we find really fun is like a group of zebra is called a dazzle of zebra. A group of flamingos are called a flamboyance of flamingos. And my other favorite, outside of flamboyance of flamingos, is what is a group of rhinoceros called? I guess at this point you guys can hashtag
Don't
it.
cheat.
It's not a rickle.
It is.
It's not a
I
rickle.
responded to you last week and told you after the show.
Stephen Green would suggest that it's a taint of rhino. I think this is a taint of mechs. That's why when Michael Fujiwara said it's a pate of taints, I was just like, oh, that's what a flock of taints is referred to as, a pate. Can we look at the back of this, please, Ben?
We certainly can. So
Because I
this
think
is one of the areas.
Ooh, what the? Wow. So I really like this area that I'm pointing at with my mouse that nobody can see. But it's like you have a stepped cone in back that goes to that dark gray radar dish there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giggling
the butt
childishly.
cheeks.
Thank you. That's exactly. And then I was like down to the butt cheeks. So that shape, I don't remember seeing that last week. So or 2 weeks ago. So I don't know why I'm paying more attention to it now, but it's very cool. I appreciate the fact that it's not a smooth cone. And I kind of like everything else is so smooth, and like the heavy pants in front are like glossier, and like the greebling is on the side as opposed to the front, like you did in smaller Mr. Heavy Pants. but I like this because it does make it look more mechanical, and I appreciate that you didn't try to smooth it out too much. There's something really compelling about the shape that you achieved in the back. Can I see what's happening at the top of the legs in the back?
The top of the legs, yeah, I mean, it's not thrilling. There's just a little bit of extra shape in there. Sort of a little intake here. I don't know that that's
Okay.
really what I love.
So what I was seeing
But
was shadow. I thought so. I think that's good to have it. I thought you had overdone what's back there. I actually really like the vent there, that air intake. I think that's a great way to do it because there's so much going on. As you're supersizing, you don't want to like super greeble. Are you ready for this? TJ's here. So he says the Batwing cockpit piece has appeared in 31 sets in 10 different colors since 2004. The part number is 47543 if anybody wants to look it up. This is the type of person who I know is going to get along really with Ben when you two meet in person. PNG Brick says, what did you use for the leg joint? It's a really cool build, both of them. And you love this new leg joint.
yes,
PNG
I
Bricks,
do.
we've gone over this a couple times on the stream. Not shaming you for not being here, but I just want to let you know you just opened a can of worms because Ben loves this piece and he's got one ready to show you.
I have them all over the place, but the particular piece, it's this new piece, newish piece. They appear in lots of Ninjago sets, lots of mech sets, and its purpose, or what I use it for, is sort of to replace ball joints, because ball joints, right, are a little loose. So here's the part sort of assembled into all of its little elements. There's another piece that can replace. I got to get it into the camera.
I would say, there you go.
That can replace this one here, this one that I'm turning. This
That's
part can
awesome.
be replaced with a different piece that just has two pinholes back here. But what's cool about it is it can rotate. I'm rotating it. Get my hand out of there as much as I can. This direction, and then it can also rotate this direction.
Bonda is here too. Yeah, that just seems so versatile. It makes me want to build mechs or build some sort of construction figure or build something that needs that piece because it looks like fun.
Yeah, it's a great piece when your ball joints just aren't strong enough, right?
Yeah.
So
And
it
they
is
are
slightly
rarely
limiting. Slightly limiting compared to a ball joint. It doesn't have the same degree of motion, but it is much more stable. Sort of one of the things that we also talked about. It's going to feel like a bit of a repeat for some of our more frequent viewers, but I like the ability to build mechs up to this scale and still have them be posable, be able to do a different pose. A lot of people build like a single dynamic pose, which is also very cool. Not saying it's not, but I like mine to be able to take on different poses if I want them to. So you can see I position these two guys in the same way, but they are capable and able to be repositioned.
TJ says that this is the first. They've been out for not even a full. Oh no, it says 2022. Sorry, I misread it. So those first came out in 2022. PNG Bricks thanks you for the in-depth tutorial on that new piece. And I'm sure we'll go over it again. I'm sure it's got plenty of uses. I can't wait to see what else you're going to do with it because you do like your movement. I think one question I have is why so the arms at the nose.
Yeah.
So now that you've chunked it up, the arms are kind of in the same place, and to me, they could be back a little further. And the claw is the same size, so it looks a little T-Rexy. Like he's got tiny little hands.
I told you they were T-Rex arms when we talked about them.
Which I'm okay with. It's the claw itself is the same size as the one. I think you could have more fun with a bigger claw. It's fine if it's not going to reach very far. He's going to be a little T-Rexy in the arms with his chunky legs. Because I mean, this guy does not skip leg day. He skips chest day because he does not have one. But he's definitely not working the biceps either, right? And so I think
skipping arm day, yes.
Yeah, skipping upper body having. But yeah, I think that claw could be bigger or something else or some sort of other way to grab things, like maybe a reimagination of what's at the end of that arm. Because as the guns are bigger, I would expect to see like maybe a bigger hand, like something else for it to climb things with or grab things or smash people. I don't know what this guy does for
Yeah.
a living. He's got guns, so I imagine that he's got some sort of combat going. Have you worked any on the base where he's going to live?
I have not yet. So that's sort of the next thing
Fine.
with this one.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the other thing we talked about. Well, just just the mech standing alone, maybe that's fun, but we need, part of adding more presence is also having him do something exciting. So we haven't
Yeah.
done that part yet, but that's the next part to supersize my mech is,
Yeah.
um, you know, give me a funky base.
He should be rescuing a kitten from a coral and turquoise tree.
Well, that sounds about right for you.
Michael Fujiwara says, yeah, beefier than normal articulated joint, like on the Star Wars ATSD. Yeah, I don't know how the most recent ATSD, I haven't bought a Lego Star Wars set for a while. And I know they've come out with several ATSDs since the first wave. So I don't know what the most recent joint was like, but I know the last one, like that UCS ATSD that they came out with, that was kind of precarious posing that thing. It is, and they do use a part of that in that joint that you like so much, correct?
Are you talking about the AT-80, the new ginormous $800 one?
I don't know, man. It
That
looks
you
like he said
can use?
ATST, which is, by the way,
That's
do we
what he
know what
did
that stands
say.
for? Do you know what
Yeah, I
ATST
noticed.
stands for?
I do.
Go for it. Tell us.
All-terrain scout transport.
And AT-AT?
The AT-80 is all-terrain assault transport, I think.
I thought it was
So AT.
all-terrain armored transport.
Okay, it could be.
Anybody in the chat know
But we
which one of
get,
us is right?
yeah.
The mech
I know
hangars are
the
cool
ATST
too.
is
Mech
the
hangar, mech hangar might be cool. Might be just like a place where he's gearing up. You show off your figure in there a little bit. How about a TIE fighter, Ben? What's TIE stand for? TIE.
twin ion engine.
Yay,
Nailed
nice.
that. Nailed that one.
Mark, do I even Star Wars? Yeah, I used to, and I retained all the information. What's the one from the prequel trilogy? Was it ATMT?
Yay.
ATPT? I know
Yeah.
all-terrain personal transport, and then ATMT was...
The chicken walker. They give you Titanium J gives you the all-terrain armored transport.
Hey, I was right. Look at
On
me.
that one.
I had it. Yeah, hey, look at me. I'm all impressed with myself now.
I nailed the ATST though, so I
Yeah.
feel okay about it. I feel okay.
Yeah, I knew the answer, by the way.
Yeah.
I just gave you the opportunity
Jeez.
to say it first. Stephen Greenwood gives us a thumbs up. I don't know why, but I'll take it.
Yeah, but the AT-AT had those crazy big knee joints
ATTE. I'm sorry.
they required like a special tool in order to make them move. You like had to plug in this special tool to crank the joints or something. It was insane. I don't want to get to that point on Chonkify my mech. I still want to be able to move them around a little bit without a special tool.
Like you had to time the gearing.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, what was the ATTE? I actually don't know what that stands for because my nerddom kind of ended after the Timothy Zahn novels came out. All-terrain tactical escort. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
The LAT I'm pretty sure is low altitude assault transport or something like that. I don't know what the I is for, but of course everyone knows that thing is just the Republic gunship.
Or was it just a one? Michael Fujiwara says Star Wars is what pulled me into Lego about 8 years ago. I didn't own any Lego as a kid. Well, welcome to our madness and the cult that you have now become a member of. ATTE, ATAP, and ATRT are all from the prequels. I'm not even going to try to go through those. I just thought of one. What was the MTT, the mass troop transport, and the AAT, which was the armored assault transport, if I'm remembering those correctly. Those are cute. Good job, Jay. All-terrain tactical enforcer.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What did I say? I'll have to go back and look and see if I was even close.
Who knows?
Yeah, you go, TJ. That's right. TJ is an encyclopedic knowledge of Lego, Star Wars, and Ninjago, and probably many, many other things. So TJ says ATAP is all-terrain attack pod, and ATRT is all-terrain recon transport. Joel and Child says, looks like that part first came out in 2003 in 3 sets. to Star Wars, including an AT-AT and the Space Shuttle Discovery. Part of we talking about here is it the original hinge from the ATST? Michael Fujiwara says, hence the Lego house. Am I missing something? MTT is multi-troop transport. What did I say?
I think you were close. I think you got that one.
All right. Well, whatever. You know, one of my favorite. Oh, by the way, it's a crash of Rhino. A crash of Rhino.
Yes, a crash of Rhino.
It's the original story. What was George Lucas's original subtitle for Star Wars?
Is this a thing to me?
Episode 6. Anybody? And this is something I found in my college library in 1994, and I haven't heard it since.
Episode 3, 4. Episode
it would have been
4.
Episode 4. Yeah.
Yep.
MTT is okay. Yeah, I saw that one already. Unless he told us twice. We got some likes.
Wasn't it?
I was close to MTT and ATTE, only off by one word on H. Hey, look at me. Proud of myself. All right, so we're about a half hour in.
Something of the Wills, the Chronicle of the Wills.
You've got it, the Book of Wills. It was at least in the novelization or the artwork or whatever they had put out. It was Star Wars Chapter 4 from the Book of Wills.
Okay.
Is what I found in my Star Wars research, which is I was at the library researching something else and found Star Wars in the card catalog, the literal Dewey Decimal System. And I was like, what do they got here on Star Wars? And like lost an hour to that. Anyway, and that's why it was exciting in Rogue One when those two Jedi,
non-Jedi,
they were guardians of the Wills.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, the Wills have come back into the canon. That's fantastic. Tell me more about that. Like, nah, they're dead. So,
Baze and I can't even say their guy's name. Chitwa.
I wouldn't even know.
Something Imwe. I don't remember the other guy's name. They were both okay characters, but of course they died right away. So
right. Paul Lisa is here.
Spoiler alert.
One of my favorite Star Wars movies, by the way. That and The Last Jedi.
I love Rogue One. Rogue One's great.
Rogue One's fantastic.
I like Last Jedi too. I know we're kind of rebels on that one.
Yeah, I wish they would have kept going with the themes that they introduced in Last Jedi instead of retconning everything, and just kind of
they definitely did it.
Poop in the bed, as they say, because that's how they say it. Michael Fujiwara says, I've seen the original Star Wars in theater like 20 plus times. I did not, just because we weren't allowed to spend that much money when I was a kid. Baz Malbus and I'm not even going to try. It's these names here. Baz Malbus and Chirrut Imwe. Chirrut Imwe, yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, do you know who Paul Lisa is? It's our buddy Bradley.
Hi, Bradley.
Yes. Glad to see you, Bradley. We miss you a ton. You should be part of our Eurobix calls again. I've got my dog is having a puppy play date, meaning Giardia has passed, and somebody just came to the door. Probably I got some folding tables so I can actually get some stuff sorted and done down here, and one of them was probably just delivered. Stephen Greenwood says it's just not fast enough for us. So he must have had a lot of these answers for our Star Wars acronyms, I guess, maybe. I don't know, because I get behind with the chat sometimes. And as I'm doing this and trying to do several things at once, I don't always follow the thread, and sometimes I miss some really good jokes. I hate rewatching the show where I'm just like, someone made an awesome joke, and I didn't even realize it was a joke. Stephen Greenwood also says it was nice to see the appearance of the Wills. They've apparently documented the whole of Star Wars, and R2-D2 would have provided them the deets. Lego Team B says, careful if you mention Star Wars too loud. ACOB Tyler will raid the stream. Well, ACOB's been here before, but I have to summon him by wearing the shirt, and I can't find it. Ben, do you want to take over and talk about our... did you build anything else? Sorry. Let me start there.
I haven't built a full thing yet. I am starting to work on...
Ooh, let's see what you got. You got a remnant or something? Ooh,
yeah, chonkify my second mech, right?
We've got a whip.
So here's the second guy.
And this is going to be the insectoid one, right?
The six-legged friend.
And this is his knuckle.
So here I'm working on a chonkified foot.
Okay.
For this guy. My first thought after looking at it is, of course, I'm using that
Dear
new
Lord,
joint again.
dogs. Yeah.
My first thought after looking at it is maybe it's not chonkified enough. But there would be kind of the new leg in comparison to the old for chonkify my mech.
I'm going to give you that there. When you said you were going to chunkify these, I thought when you chunkified this, it was going to be like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like you're kind of I would say you doubled up or tripled up Mr. Heavy Pants, and this
Yeah.
seems kind of like 110%.
Well, so here would be the super chonkified version. What do you think of
that? You were ready for that. You know what? It looks a little.
It's not quite right. Quite honestly,
no. It looks a little flat to me.
Yeah, this in particular.
Yeah, Stephen Greenwood says
not quite right, but I was prepared. Yes.
If we search Stephen Greenwood's name and Star Wars, we'll understand his last comment. I think so. Yeah, Michael Fujiwara likes the original. I love the original, and I want to see it done justice when you chunkify it. And I don't want to see you lose the detail like you have in that second toe. And I think what it's missing is just like it's just such a spade. You know what I mean? It's just not round enough. It needs to have a nice like shovel type curve to it, like the other ones do. Even your 110% chunk has a better curve to it. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you in this regard. We love the color scheme. Hello, Cheat. Oh dear Lord, hi. Yeah, how'd you get that? That's an outside toy. What's happening? Sorry.
This piece.
I just forgot I was on a live stream. Yeah, so I think if you use that original piece, because I think the original piece just has such a good. I like the way it looks like it's going to dig into any terrain that they try to tackle with that, right? So if you use that as the base, even if you have to add different colors to make it longer and chunkier, like just use that as like as the first piece of cladding and get some other pieces in there that continue that shape. So I think that's what you're missing in both of your other chunked up versions of that foot.
Yeah, this one seemed too skinny. One of the things that I'm trying to work on too is this one has a little spring addition in the back to give it some more support, but this one's not big enough to add the detail that I want in sort of a secondary foot. But
it also looks very blunt.
Yeah, very blunt, very square compared to the old version.
Yeah,
which was much pointier.
And I do like that spade shape that you achieved with the first one. Oh, I'm behind on a couple comments here. Sorry, I've been trying to figure out how the dogs got outside when I'm here by myself. Hopefully Matt came home, but I didn't hear the door. But I also do have headphones on. So Michael Fujiwara asks, "Are you using shock absorbers anywhere?" I actually wondered the same thing. Are you using shock absorbers? Or are these the like the pneumatic pieces? Oh, thanks, Cheeto. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
This particular one was built on a spring. It is an actual spring.
Okay. I love those pieces. I wish I knew more about engineering to be able to use them effectively. I used to sit like the 1983 or 84 catalog had a bunch of pneumatic stuff in the back, and it was just like you could buy it piece by piece, like no matter what for whatever technical thing you were working on. And I would sit there and think about how they connect and like what I could build with it, but I just never had like the technical skill. But I would stare at that page for like, what if I ordered this? Like, and so I love seeing those pieces used effectively. He also says, what about somewhere in between the two? I think you can go to the scale of the biggest one, the one that currently has the least detail or is like the most blunt or the least like the original. I think you can go to that scale. I just think you need to reimagine exactly how you're chonking up that foot. And what I'm missing, I know I just said this, but like even just like
this shape down here.
Even if you took that original piece that gives it the good curve and like stuck it to the top of that and just start there and see what else that might unlock. I would, maybe even just trying that.
A couple of these are split. Like this leg probably comes off pretty easily.
Michael Fujiwara says, Technic! Yeah, me too. I also said Technic. I don't know, sorry. Symmetry. I'm not a fan of symmetry, but everything I build always turns out symmetrical. Um, yeah, what if we were looking at this as an all-terrain? What if we're looking at this as an all-terrain mech? And so those maybe not every foot is symmetrical. Like thinking about it climbing forward versus climbing itself out of something versus like what if you did kind of work with an asymmetrical foot at that scale?
Yeah, and that's possible. It doesn't need perfect symmetry,
Doesn't. Hey,
um,
Michael
for
Fujiwara
sure.
suggests like thinner front to back as well. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like it looks like a yeah, I can't
Oh,
even think of what that thing is used for. I can see it in
oh,
my head. It's a
oh,
gardening tool.
oh.
Um,
We're already done. Look at this.
there you go. What do you, yeah, yes, 100% getting there. And like Michael Fujiwara just said, like get rid of that dark red on the side and replace it with greebles. Like
Yeah,
what?
so
It
this
doesn't need to be
part of
so.
this was, yeah, I mean, it needed to be a little thicker, but yes, this part, some of this could come off for greebles. There was some space up here still for greeble. Um, like this has got a little bit of that detail in it. It's not quite there yet either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, stuff like that. But this I think is already a pretty good improvement. Um,
Well, the original is so cool with how much you can see of the mechanics behind it. It's kind of a shame to lose that.
yeah, yeah, but right. I mean, I think this is definitely more of the chonkified scale, but it does kind of have an empty shell here in the
Yeah.
back. So I have a lot of room to add mechanical details, and putting, a spring foot in here could be really cool. Could be a lot bigger than what I was looking at with this one. Um,
I mean, yeah, of course, play around
so
with it, but just like just consider getting rid of all that dark red on the side. I just feel like there's too much dark red on the sides.
yeah, could be that's part of what goes into this. And I mean, the old one did have a lot more gray in it. Of course, I'm not trying to, copy exactly what I did with the first one, but this one had a lot more gray.
Yeah, Michael Fujiwara says with hydraulic hoses, which is something I'm also missing from the first one, but also you haven't connected it to a leg yet in the chonkier one, so of
Right,
course we're not going to see those hoses yet. That's a finishing detail.
right. That will eventually get there. We do need the hydraulics. This one probably didn't have enough hydraulics, but I'll have more space to do that on this secondary version. Um, as we work on it. The only thing that I'm gonna need to consider is I don't have many of this piece. I'll probably have to bricklink some, because I'm not sure I've got anything in my closet of shame that fits this profile, or this
Yeah.
color. Um, but who knows? Maybe I can dip in there and find something.
All right, man. Well, we are almost at an hour, and we've only talked about your stuff, and we still have to do my stuff and Chicago of Shame. What and Closet of Shame.
Closet of
Uh,
shame.
so, anything else you want to show us before we switch over to my stuff?
No, let's move over to Mark. And while you're switching cameras, should I do some chatting about our unofficial sponsor?
You definitely should because I, of course, since we're almost at an hour, I have to use the bathroom.
Okay, perfect.
All right, be right back.
You guys get to experience. I'll do the slow pan so nobody's brain melts while I move it here. But of course, oh, sorry for the tilt there. Our unofficial sponsor, as always. We still don't have the money, but as Mark said, grab some of these bad boys while watching the stream. Dots home style pretzels. The original seasoning is delicious. But I have some exciting news. We've been talking about this for a while. You will notice my, of course, favorite flavor of Dots, um, made in North Dakota, is the cinnamon sugar seasoning. They're sensationally seasoned. But you'll notice this new bag here no longer carries with it the old marking, of limited time flavor. They were so delicious. They got rid of the limited time aspect, and now you can just buy these year round. If you haven't tried Dots, we've also heard they have cheese curls, and Mark and I are definitely going to have to taste test those live on the stream sometime soon. But of course, I haven't seen any comments roll in praising Dots yet, but I'm sure they're coming in a minute. I've heard there's also a Southwest flavor and a spicy mustard or honey mustard flavor as well. Oh, here we go. Michael Fujiwara says, we've been eating Dots for a couple years now. That's right. They are sensationally seasoned. The original seasoning has a little bit of a kick to it, but they're absolutely perfect. So I don't even know what the Southwest flavor brings, but I kind of feel, Mark, like we need to have both the Southwest seasoned and the cheese curls on for a taste test sometime soon, just so we can evaluate whether or not they're worth breaking away from our preferred flavors of original and cinnamon sugar. Perhaps Mark's still finishing his potty break here. We also hear that the mustard pretzels are P&G Brick's favorite.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
And Dark Dragon says she used to eat all the flavors until she went 0 carbs.
Yeah, I don't think this would work well with a 0 carb diet.
No. But I was mentioning, Mark, we've got to do. I think we need to do a taste test one of these days on both the curls that we heard about.
Yeah, I saw them the other day. Didn't actually pick them up.
Flavor. Yeah, we've got to do that live on stream. Our first reaction to before they actually sponsor us, right? So we can give our real opinion on the Southwest flavor and the cheese curls.
Yeah, Dark Dragon suggested we don't do it all at the same time. Mix them together, see what it's all about. All right, so let's let you off the hook. Sorry, I just want to check and see why the dogs had their outside toy, and it did turn out that Matt did come home. So
okay,
let's see if
do you see what Michael Fujiwara is telling us here as well? He says
there's even an unflavored version I've only seen pics of.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
That sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy. What's the point?
Why would you want them? Yeah, the original flavor is so delicious. Why would you even bother?
Yeah, so here we are. We're back at Victor's swamp hideout. Over a little bit. I got part of a tree there. Look. This tripod's on its last leg here, so I won't say too much. Just let it speak for itself. Mike Fujiwara says the mustard ones are amazing. Joellen says, we tried the cheese curls yesterday. Well, Joellen, what did you think? Don't leave us hanging. So I've changed the shape of the house itself. Get some of this stuff out of here. My Zevia. I did find Dr. Zevia again, but I'm trying to go through all the regular soda first before I move on to the good stuff, since I might not be able to keep getting it. But I expanded the deck. I changed the shape of the house. Started adding some what's called a bald cypress tree. I really only just got started on that, Ben, while you and I were still talking to each other, actually, before the show. The pre-show, as it were. And let's see if I can start moving this around. I'm going to need to make room for Closet of Shame anyway. So instead of making it just a box, I added kind of like there's 2 rooms, like the foyer's a little bit deeper than the rest of the house, and I moved the staircase to the back, which I might change. It's behind the tree, so you might not really be able to see it. Put all that beautiful rock work underneath the deck, and now you can't see it anymore, so I wasted a bunch back there. Let's see. Love the tree in the background. Thank you. Joellen said that. I thought she said we love them, but apparently I was just reading things. Love the dark red dino tail thing. That's actually reddish brown. But yeah, thank you. It's based off what's called a bald cypress tree that grow in swamps. Mike was okay with the cheese girls, but she prefers Cheetos. And that's what I looked at them and I was just like, I'm not really a Cheetos fan, so I don't necessarily even want these, even if they are by Dots. So we got I'm working on this over here. It's it's everything here is still in a state, so I didn't necessarily get all the way to finishing these windows. Should be pretty easy. There we go. How would I point at it from here? And kind of working around to the back, because I'm going to do a full. I'm not going to leave the back open like a typical Fabuland building would be. But if we go over to this side, I started working on my idea for the fireplace that's cut into the stone. You can kind of see here the inside. See if I brave tilting this up. Why am I doing that instead of moving the camera? So we've got like the sort of a fireplace here that's carved into stone that was already there, and the house being built around it. And so on this side of the build, I need to get a turntable is what I need next. Oh, it's hard to see this actually. How can I do this?
Yeah. While you're moving that, a couple of nice comments coming in. Some people really like the hanging vines. Kind of makes it look like a banyan tree from Michael Fujiwara.
Yep.
Monica Berry here, right?
Yes, Monica's here.
Haven't heard from Monica yet.
Yeah. Did you just join us? You weren't here at the beginning? I'm offended.
Well, no. Check the next one from Monica. She says she's been lurking. Perhaps she's just got us on the side while she's
creepy. We might have been
building
about
her next thing.
We might have been talking about taints too much for her taste as well, so she might have been like, I don't really need to say much because that's gross. I'm running out of space down here, but I'm going to try to get this side of the... I would like it to be a banyan tree, actually. Strangler figs. I would love to do an entire strangler fig forest at some point. If you don't like Cheetos, you might actually like the Dutch cheese curls. All right, now I got to try them. Really likes the windows. Yes, they're. I'm trying to make like a modern version of a Fabuland shaped window, so that's why they ended up the way they did. I'm missing some pieces.
Know. I don't know if they're modern Fabuland or if they're like Death Star Imperial design.
There's always a good crossover between the two, honestly.
Probably,
like Star Wars windows have always kind of reminded me of Fabuland windows as it was, which is interesting. But the I'll just have to pick up the mic here. There we go. So the idea is that the cliffs are going to come back in. The chimney's going to go all the way up. They carved into the rock for the chimney and built it there. And so as you can see, oh shoot, I turned it the wrong way. But that's what I was showing you earlier. So on the inside, it's all going to be the same thing. There's going to be like a rock chimney that goes up from the inside. I've already started the little fire here. It's so weird trying to point and keep everything in focus for where the interior fireplace is going to be. I like the idea of like the wood being built around the stone that already existed, and kind of like a little rocky sort of safe place for our criminal crocodile to live in. What's his name? Victor? Yes. So Victor. Here we go.
Yes,
that's where
Victor, the hammer wielding YouTube streamer, person of infamy.
And so I said I wanted everything to look a little bit more like ramshackle, or like just a little bit like off, maybe a little worn. And so here's my first attempt. This column is tipping forward. You can see I've used one of those connector hinges in order to get that angle there. Oh yeah, she already said that. Sorry, I thought it was a new comment. There they are. There's the new comments. Let's see. Cover them with nacho cheese, of course. Yes. There's a convenience store by me that like you could buy a bag of Cheetos and they would pour hot cheese in it. I was just like, that's oh god. A lot of kids in the neighborhood did that, but that's way too much cheese for me. PNG says the use of different window panels is different and in a good way. Thank you. Stephen Greenwood says hi, Monica, and we all do. Missed you. Lurking is a thing on streams. Yeah, we're okay with that. But Monica usually talks to us. So I was a little sad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to shame anybody, except I just tend to keep doing it. Yolek says, the fuller blends in. How? Do you know what that means?
No.
Filler brick. The filler brick blends in. How?
Fuller?
I don't know.
Filler brick.
I don't know what you're asking. I'm sorry. Monica Berry says, That is just about when I came in. I was just eating dinner and watching DS9 when I realized the stream was on. Yeah, we had a lot of people that first week come in right as I was saying, "No, Ben, that's the taint." Um, so Yellow says, "Hello to everybody." Cattails. No way, man. Your plants are on another level. Thank you. I wasn't too happy with the cattails. I haven't changed them since the first one, but I think the differing thickness and the lack of a round dome on top is getting to me. So I think I may end up hitting the drawing board with that again. I may turn them over. I just wanted them at different heights. I at least want them to all have the same thickness. I went from the candle piece to the 1x3 bar, the green bricks. Green bricks. I wish I could talk directly to these people sometimes.
I wonder if he's talking about the filler brick underneath the swamp.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Duh. I'm sorry. Underneath the swamp and in the back. So when I turn it around, it's like, well, this is going to be masked even more. But what we'll end up doing, and I don't even know what's on screen anymore. So another module will stick up to this. And Ben, I always tell you that I build too tall. No matter how small I start, I keep getting bigger, and I've added a full base plate width here, and I want to keep going this way, and it feels like it should be more centered on this. But at this point, I don't even know how to package it all up. And so, for the filler brick fitting in, mostly I'm just doing the Lego geometry to make sure it's to a point where you're either not going to see it, or it's just holding other things together on the outside that are going to be covered by another module at some point. Trying to get the swamp back together here. It came apart when I turned it. But also under here, I just did a bunch of rounded and angled plates to kind of gradually go back to the rock work. And then this thing, I don't know why this isn't, there we go. So these transparent plates are from a third party, and they don't always do what you want them to. So I'm not sure what the hell's going on here, but it's driving me nuts. Anyway, I'm just going to leave this here on the screen, and Ben, you can tell me what you think of the work I've done.
Well, a couple things that are a bit of I guess Mark standard. The first one, we've got some creeping wrapping vine going up the pillar there that I notice.
Going to nowhere.
Yeah. So of course,
not doing anything yet.
We're gonna figure out
part of my standard.
What that thing's doing, right? Where does it start? Where does it go? Is it coming from the swamp and going up? Is it starting on the deck and going down? What's its origin story? That lovely vine.
My butt in the camera, and then sorry.
Yes, nice butt.
I tried.
What was it? A bald cypress?
You got it. Bald cypress
needs some Rogaine.
Yes, it does.
That dino tailpiece. I know that one of the streams we talked a little bit about the Lord of the Rings set.
Rivendell?
Help me out here. Rivendell. And how you saw the dinosaur tails of those trees, and that was something you said, I've always wanted to do that. So now you're getting your shot here. What happens to that tree when it goes under the swamp? Is there's some build out underneath too, or does it start on top of the plate?
Good question, and I have a visual answer for you. So this is what they are supposed to look like here. I guess probably easier if you see a full picture of one.
Yeah.
Oh, and that doesn't help at all. How about there?
The bald cypress. There we go.
So let's see real quick. Let's catch up on some of these comments. There's an Asian flair look to it. Yeah, because I kind of base it off of like a pagoda that would sit above the water. I saw several like that when I lived in Malaysia. And that was always inspiring to me. And he lives in the swamp, so car parts for the windows. Thank you. Yes, the mud guard. I love using that mud guard for arches, for bridges, and windows. One of my favorite things to do is kind of like you have a bunch of tricks in your wheelhouse that are like your go-to tricks. That's one of mine. Joellen Child says, are those trans plates 32 by 32 studs? Yes. If so, I use those too, and they're hard to get connected well. Yeah, I think it's because they're made from polycarb reacts to the elements at a different rate than ABS. Um, but yeah, so this is what a bald cypress is supposed to look like, and that's what I'm working towards. I've got some better pictures of when they branch out lower, so I'm going to try to get some foliage directly off the root ball into the swamp, so that they're not quite so bald on the bottom, because I don't want to be quite as tall as these. But I would like it to be taller than the house. Let's see where it's at now. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, so again, even just like the way I have that round piece covering where I've connected the dinosaur tails, it's not quite accurate yet. I mean, those roots pretty much go directly into the trunk and up, and there's a little bit too much of a disconnect right now.
Yeah, I like the sort of the curvature of it, but it does look, um, a little bit like it just sort of gets too thin and stops right at the water line as opposed to actually dipping in.
Oh, I see what you're
And I'm
saying.
and I would imagine there's um, some way to hide your sin or move some of those roots down so they're not quite to a point when they hit the swamp.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just sort of a thing to think about, I think,
Uh,
as
Joelyn's
well.
Joellen said she thinks the Lego Elves line was the first to use dino tails for trees, not Lord of the yeah. They used it in a different way, using all three sections, which Lego Elves never did. Something I was trying to do since I can hit the year. It was 2008 because that was the first year I worked at Legoland, and we had a bunch of those parts in colors that weren't available in Lego sets. And I would sit at my desk and play with them and try to make like banyan trees or bald cypress, and never really got my hands on all three pieces. It's only recently that they've been coming out with more of the dinosaur tails with all three sections in the same color. Michael Fujiwara says with the witch's hair, moss hanging down. Yes, yes, bald cypress, and that's what I'm trying to work on. Uh, Even mossier than this. I want there to be a lot of coverage with these. It's hard to see that too with the way I have the shot set up. Lego Team B says, "What's that Vine's mo?" Um, yeah,
Yeah, what's its backstory?
yeah.
Where's it going? Where's it been? Why is it creeping up the post here? What's its MO?
What are your intentions, my friend? What is your modus
What are your
operandi?
intentions?
And yeah, there's supposed to be foliage, and then it's going to hang off the bottom and the side of the deck, but I haven't got to the railing yet. In order to do that, I've got to decide what the railing is going to look like, basically. Joan
Yeah.
Child says to give the illusion of disappearing into the water, you have to use the middle section close to the transplate, which is what I was thinking as Ben was saying that. I had the thought at first in doing it in the bald cypress has kind of a bell shape at the bottom, and so I had it originally when I tried it with the curve facing like it was concave, and then you just get a hole at the end of the root, and so it has to go convex, and that's not exactly what they look like, and I might have to be okay with that, taking the tip of the tails off, which is ironic because I was waiting for them to come out with that reddish brown tip,
With that color.
and now it doesn't necessarily work in this build.
Yeah, unless there's some other way to sink them down in there or use some different transclear parts
Yeah, maybe.
to sink the tail in a little deeper instead of a 32 by 32 there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're going to run into some issues with color matching if they're third party or whatever. Just
yeah,
sort of an idea of having those hide down a little more. The other question I have is, how
yeah.
do you feel about the olive green leaves hanging down in comparison to the rest of the color palette?
Well, speaking of witch's hair, Yellow X says that they love witch's hair. They have so much in the yard, which makes me wonder where they live. Michael Fujiwara says we have the moss hanging from certain pine trees in the mountains of Idaho. So Ben, my question is, what do you think of it? Because you are the one who brought up the question, so I'm more curious about your experience with it than mine, because I came up with the idea and I see it all the time. So
And I use that color a fair amount, but it's usually in a more, muted color palette, I guess. I just noticed your plants are very vibrant.
mm-hmm.
Um, until we reach the tree, then it's a little deader with that color, I
Okay,
guess. I don't know that I would necessarily use a different part, but of course, when
Yeah.
you were showing the bald cypresses, they weren't really brown. They looked more gray, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, I was considering
So I
doing that
don't.
in black or dark blue, just to give it more of a. But everything in there is already so cold. I wanted a warmer color.
Yeah, so I sort of think that because it's not that gray color, kind of moving over to this other tone,
Look
sort of
at this.
seems strange. I don't know.
Dark Dragon says it's a third-party base plate. Just drill out the studs where the roots enter the water.
There you go.
That's already illegal, so why not? Um,
Yeah, who cares, right?
Michael Fujiwara is guessing that yellow is in Hawaii. Yellow says you can stick a 1x1 brown stud with a bar on the top. Stud with a bar on the top. Yes, I got some of those in the tree. On the ends of the tails and then attach it to the water. Yeah, that may work. I'll give that a shot. So I went with the olive green on the leaves because it looks more like actual witch's hair. Um,
Okay.
so that was just more of a realism thing, and I did put the bright lime or spring yellowish green, or are those lime? Let me look at them in real life. They're lime. I put the lime baraka spines
Hmm.
on them, which kind of I'm not sure yet because I haven't had too much time to sit with this. I was building this during the pre-show, but I also want to kind of like get some of the lime out of the other foliage. I've got a ton of space underneath that deck to put more foliage in, and I think I might use some of the more olive green and some of the more muted tones there to kind of give it a good mix and let the bright flower colors come out. I use the bright. I used the lime pieces because I had them and I didn't want a juxtaposition to the green, but it's also, now that I look at it, it's matching the walls of Victor's house. I've missed some comments here. Um, let's see. Yolo says that also the online rep for Hawaii Legos user group. Awesome. Yay. Oh my gosh, you live in Hawaii. Very jealous. Dark Dragon says, I'm told I'm a bad influence, which is fine. That's why we love you. Michael Fujiwara says, born and raised in Hawaii.
Wow.
Joellen says, she drills her base plates. I've definitely done that before as well, just to keep it down on the base for transportation. Michael Fujiwara says, knew it. Let's see. We know what Joellen's doing right now. So, all right. So that's the comment on the foliage. I really want to work on that. I haven't had too much time to like really put. I should probably save it for last because I may end up taking other space with other things, or trying to split the base plate so I don't have to put this entire thing in one box for transportation. So a lot of that may change anyway. And I should probably not do too much, even though it's my favorite part is putting foliage on and really manicuring that and making sure that it's all as deliberate as possible. Any thoughts on the rest of it?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll see more on that color palette, especially if that's realistic. I know sometimes you get a little attached to realism in your
I
erosion, of
do.
course.
I do.
So now we're also feeling a little attached to realism in our fancy trees too. So
Yeah.
I will reserve more judgment until I see it built out a little more. I was just sort of
Okay.
curious why you went with that color. If you think it's representative of the actual thing, um, great. I'll look forward to seeing it. I don't know how close the other greens are to the real colors you'd see in a swamp, but
Right.
um, you know, uh, I'm sure we'll get there. In terms of the rest of the build, I still like the lime green. I think it's great for Victor's house. We did talk a little bit last time about maybe adding another color to this thing. I think the contrast in the black and green is really good.
Yeah.
But we also talked about some other color for the roof or some other pop that maybe you'd want to go with. Have you thought about that or sort of
Yeah. Give me
have
one
any
second.
idea on what you're doing?
I gotta take my headset off, but I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. And the other thing while you're
I gotta
wandering
hit my
around,
button
probably
for the
finding
camera.
something good, I can entertain the folks here. The other thing I think that Mark's working on that I'll ask him about is what I presume is
Do do do
potentially a
do.
staircase there in the back. that looks like it sort of drops down and then curves towards the swamp. So we'll ask him
Yeah,
about that too after he talks about the color. Yeah, that back
that back
there.
up there. So this is what I have ready to go for the roof.
And set that the lavender, the light lavender color,
Mm-hmm.
medium lavender.
Yeah, light 325 color 325 lavender. um,
Okay.
it's not the medium. It's the lighter one. I would go back and grab plates, but I don't want to put my butt in front of the camera again. Like I thought it was short enough so that it wouldn't be my butt that went in front of it, but no, it's definitely my butt that goes in front of the camera when I walk past it. There's cables behind me. Sorry, everybody. I'll hold the other comment that I had. So let me see what plates I have around here. I just want to kind of give an idea of what it's going to look like. All the colors together. All I see is dark brown for plates. It just that's what sucks about this. Now I'm like tethered to my computer. So I'll take it. I actually started building something else this week, and I was just stuck in the techniques for it, so I didn't really get too much done.
Yeah.
But
Do
I'll
you
go ahead
have
and
you need to get a wireless pink headset.
I do have the wireless one from that, but I got to figure out why the microphone sounds so muffled.
Oh, okay.
Did really well this week. I'll have to go back and look at those test videos that I did and figure out what's going on. But basically, and I have not made a roof like this yet. I know there's a lot in current Lego sets. I don't want to see how they do it. I want to come see how the process goes on my own. It's been a long time since I've put a roof on anything. But it's going to basically be. Oh, you can't even see it on there. That would add. You can't see that. That would add this color to the palette,
Yes.
and so the roof will be nice and bright like that. I guess I'll just put this down here to kind of give the idea of put those all together. I think we're going to have that brighter purple color in there. I wonder if I should. Oh, you want to know what? Where's the door? I had to take the door off. Great. Hold on.
Yes. The door. The
Always
door.
butt.
Ooh, that's the darker purple door. There you go. And I do recall seeing the door before. I like
Yeah.
the lighter purple, quite honestly, the lavender with it better. I think that really pops nicely when it was
Okay,
up on
cool.
the top there.
Yeah, and I've got plenty of. I wanted to use again. I've been doing this palette thing that I showed you guys last week, and when I came up with the palette for this one, and of course it's the only palette I can't find. Anyway, I liked both purples together with the black and the lime. Where is this fool thing? Ah, jeez. Wish I could live stream. I wish I knew how to live stream since I'm doing it right now. But yeah, I will play with it. Maybe I'll have a couple door options next week that we can look at, unless I move on to something else. Because what I did is I took out all my Fabuland characters and decided which ones I wanted to build houses for, and so I've come up with concepts for all of them. So I'm getting excited and moving in too many directions at once. But I want the next one I do to have like a pretty significant round portion to it. So I played with a bunch of round portions this week, and I didn't like anything that I came up with. Like I tried like all the techniques, and none of them were doing what I wanted them to. Since it is almost 8:30 and this is typically where we end, shall we move on to Closet of Shame?
Yeah, let's go to the Closet of Shame.
Let's go to
Let's hit up
Closet
the
of Shame.
closet.
And Ben, I'm going to ask you to start because I need to run and check on something real quick. I'm so sorry, so I'm going to miss the beginning of this. So you
Sure.
may have to catch me up on what I'm supposed to do. Plus, I need to switch over my desk so that you can actually see me take the set out, and it's going to take me a while. And I may not be able to hear you because I'll be moving around this room. So have fun in the meantime. I'll see what happens on the replay.
All right. Well, get my lovely face up in there. Okay, so Closet of Shame. This was sort of one of many segments Mark and I have talked about to sort of liven up the live stream here and then. And so, what's the Closet of Shame? Well, the Closet of Shame is that room or that closet or that space you have in your Lego building life where you pile up your um, unopened sets. For me, it is literally a closet. That one back there. You open the doors on that, and you would see my secret shame of all of the sets that I've purchased and either haven't parted out or haven't had time to build in any way, shape, or form. So Mark and I, when Closet of Shame comes up, are going to dip into our closets and pull out a set, and we're going to talk a little bit about perhaps why we bought it. Perhaps we'll get some interesting comments on the set, and we'll go from there. I actually have two sets, but one I want to talk about, and the other one just something kind of silly on it. I'm sure everybody's noticed before, but the one I wanted to talk about here was this city ice crawler. This is the one I pulled out here. This I don't remember when this set came out, so we're going to take a look at the bottom here. Lego Group copyright 2018, so 2018 or 2019. So not a super old set, but encroaching on 5 years, of course. I bought this one. I can guarantee you I bought this on clearance. I don't buy a ton of city sets. However, this line was good for me in particular because, of course, it has a decent amount of orange. And anyone who's visited my Instagram or Flickr pages knows I build all spaceships in orange because that, of course, is the color all spaceships should be. A couple other interesting things on this. I kind of like the figure. He's not my favorite of all time, but really a great set for clearance. The other thing I've noticed, and I'll take a look at some of the interesting comments here as they come in as we talk about this guy, is that this theme is essentially being revived. I just saw on the Lego Shop at Home pages, though they didn't seem to get a lot of talk for being heaters on ACOB or something. That sort of this same color scheme and same type of Arctic theme looks like it's coming back. So
Ben,
I'll be able to get my fix in orange again.
The other thing that I need to get better live streaming at, besides sound and all this other stuff, is there were comments coming in, and usually the software scrolls down for me as it goes, but we missed a ton of comments on my build, and I do apologize to everybody. So let me see if we got anybody talking about this. Apologize to everybody whose comments we missed. Are there blue frogs? I would definitely put a blue frog in there. There are not Fabuland frogs. Let's see.
Yeah, that blue frog comment was specifically because they want you to add Grogu to your swamp.
Oh, yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, eating some of those delicious frogs.
Ben, do you have your own channel?
Well, Instagram and Flickr, you can find me at ZCerberus. I'm sure if you're trying extra hard, Mark, you can flash me up there. It might be the same.
Flashing you up right now.
Yeah, but quite honestly, I don't really have videos on YouTube. I had one or two many years ago, but for the most part, you're going to find static pictures, and you will see lots of orange, dark orange, and gray spaceships. You won't see any mechs on there yet, but the mechs will show up when we're done with Project Supersize My Mech.
So here we go. Bring that back up. What animal is that? What on earth is that?
So this one's kind of like it's like a rat, I think, kind of like a prehistoric ice rat. I don't know.
I know it looks like a shrew.
Yeah. So I think they've got I think this theme introduced they had like a saber-toothed tiger.
Ooh, look at this. They're liking it so far. Lego Team B says Closet of Shame, which already has its own acronym, COS. Great COS. Segment idea.
Yep. So this one in particular, you can see him carving or pulling the goofy shrew out of the ice. The new theme, kind of a tie-in to the other things we look at. The new theme, I think, is coming out just in a couple days, August 1st, kind of the revitalization of this. I haven't got a good look at those sets yet, but that might be something we can talk about.
Yeah, I mean, did you grab this randomly? Because Yolo makes a good point that it's a mech. It's also a mech, so it's kind of like up your alley. It's surprised you didn't put this together. Look how flimsy this thing must be, though. I wonder how this stands on its own.
Yeah, I'm guessing that these parts here, the legs are hinged, probably.
Yes, looks like it.
As well as, they kind of got these floppy feet down here as well.
According to the almighty Bricklink, that's a dark tan rat.
Dark tan rat.
It's a big ass rat.
He is a big rat, yes.
Bigger than a Chicago rat. That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's this kind of theme. Like I said, I mean, I got this on clearance. I don't know that it necessarily sold super well, but they're bringing it back. And
It would fit in with the new sets for sure.
Cool.
And what do you think? You know, I kind of think there's so much coming out right now. Whenever I see the new like not Arctic, the underwater expedition sets, like that fills me with nostalgia and joy. And I'm not sure anyone's really paying attention to them. Like, are there a bunch of town builders out there that are excited about those? Because it looks like some cool parts and some cool like some good Lego DNA, some retro throwback to like those old sets that had like the quote unquote shipwreck that was just a bunch of brown pieces kind of shoved together in like the basic frame of a ship. So are you gonna open it and like look at the pieces, or are we just like showing the set?
No, I mean not today. I mean we can't.
We don't get to see that dark tan rat.
Well, I think the other idea we had for a segment that we talked about was a little set dissection. Maybe next week or in a couple weeks we can dissect this one and
it'd be like
find some unusual parts or ideas or building techniques in it.
Like DTS would be like the secondary segment to this, like dissect the shame.
Yeah, open the shame. Also wanted to bring this one up. This one was also in my closet of shame, and I chuckled when I pulled it open, only for one reason. This one you can see I got on clearance. I think I paid even less than the $50 or whatever it says on here.
Yeah.
For this adorable little hospital. I chuckled at this one when I pulled it out and decided not to talk about it, but only because the two characters are named Billy Madison. I'm sure like, some Lego designer got a good chuckle when they did that, but I just love it.
And I'm sorry, the Scandies love their American pop culture, and I've seen several Adam Sandler movies when I visited my friends in Sweden, so I think they're very well aware that Billy Madison is a thing. PNG's taken off. Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate that you had a good night. Good night to you as well. Dissect the rat. All right, so you ready for my shame?
I am. I'm ready. What do you got?
I don't even know how I ended up with this. And it was a random grab. And I was just like, oh, did I actually do this? So here we go. Now, when they first discontinued the Elves line, give me one moment, being tamed by the Arctic crawler, is that a shrew comment?
Yeah, Taming of the Shrew, probably.
Yeah, we got some Shakespeare fans in the house. We got some clever little jokers in our chat. Love it. So when they first discontinued the Elves line, I was very disappointed because they were coming out with so many fun colors and so many fun molds, and it seemed like they were on a tear. I thought it was going to go the same way Friends did, where they were just going to keep doing it, and they had like their TV show and whatever. And I was friends. I guess I still am. I just haven't talked to the person in quite a while. Friends with one of the designers at Lego, and I knew that he was quite responsible for the Friends line being a thing and part of the development of that. So I was just like, what happened to Elves? And he's like, well, we're replacing it with something that I think you're going to enjoy. And of course, 3 years later, I finally saw like what it was that they had to like cancel that line for, because they made an agreement. I'm assuming this, by the way, I don't know this for sure. I assume they canceled Elves because they made an IP agreement with the Trolls movie. And for some reason, I have this set. I've never opened it. Not really sure I want to. And I'm not really sure what's going on in the set. I think there's some soft felt hearts in there. Then there is Coral. Which you need some. Maybe that piece has your name on it. Michael Fujiwara says, Dream sets are epic too. Dreams is what I need in my life. Let me tell you that right now. Dreams is the replacement for Elves I've been waiting for, with their molds and their fun colors, with the glaring exception of that blade tongue leaf piece thing. Dreams can keep that. I'll just leave that in the box. I'm gonna be at the garage sale at Chicago this year. It's just gonna be like a giant box of those like blade tongue leaves. Slimy tongue leaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a use for that thing. We need that. We need to use that part in so many builds. It is
so many mechs. No, it's so many. Just mechs. It just has to be like mechs with slimy tongues, right? I think that would be a fun thing for us to do. Maybe we do it for our our Giving Tuesday stream this year, where we just it's a seed challenge. It's a seed challenge with the slimy tongue piece. The comments are rolling in here with the colors. Yes, like I said, definitely the colors, right? And some new molds and some just fun builds, right? Some nightmarish things happening. And put this down. I feel like opening ceremonies where I was just like, Yellow X says, yo, same. Sorry, I almost said samesies.
Yep.
Samesies.
Yep.
Let's talk to the millennials right now. When you want to draw out the word, you want the vowel that you hit in the word. So it should be SAAAAAAME because in the word same, the E is silent. So repeating the E. Anyway, I've said enough. I've made myself enough of an old man. Let's see what they actually said. Same. That's how I ended up with my troll sets. See, that must be it. What is it about this that was going to replace elves for me? So let's see all the fun pieces in it. I didn't even open it to find out what it was. Yellow, sorry to shame your grammar. Like that's not even
and yet
grammar.
You still bought the set though. I mean,
Elves,
I understand it's cause of a shame, but
I'm pretty sure this happened because I used to go to Target all the time and pick up the collectible minifigures, and then Target started pooping the bed on carrying collectible minifigures, especially at the small Targets. If you don't live in a big city, you might not know what like a Target Express or whatever they're called are, but they only have like certain things, but they have like a huge Lego aisle in it for whatever, like their entire toy department is just Lego. And so I'd be like, well, they don't have CMF, so let's grab something because I have to fulfill this need to walk away from this store with Lego. So I think that's how this happened.
Right.
But I can't say for sure.
It wasn't full enough at the time. I got it.
And YOLO has the same exact set. I don't know what it was that drew me to this. I would guess it would be like the purple and the magenta, because like the DJ booth over here is all magenta. And I was like, yeah, and this is curved tiles. That's worth the price. I probably paid full price for this. My white whale sets, all the elves ones, Monica, are they? Or is it the
Trolls?
Or dreams? Because isn't there that's a shark. There's a great white shark. A white whale is, of course, she doesn't mean it literally. And then Dark Dragon says nothing redeemable from trolls, and that's why this was a perfect random pick for Closet of Shame, because I don't feel there's anything I really want in this that I can't get anywhere else. There's a bright light orange hairbrush. That's fun. Can we open this?
Why not?
Because I want to see this figure. Because what is it?
Yeah, what is its name? It says its
what
name on
scale
the
is
corner.
Give me a second. I was trying to pull my knife out of my pocket.
Up in the upper right. You're right. Mermaid. Okay, it's just mermaid. All right.
There you go. There you have it.
I'm also going to add,
that's their name.
I have 2 children, so I've seen Trolls World Tour. I don't recall any mermaids.
What's happening with my video?
It could just be that I'm an idiot, but I don't remember them. So
right. Just making stuff up as they go.
They're coming out with the Trolls 3. Do you think we still have the you think they still have the IP for Trolls? Are we going to see some new Trolls sets?
Was there a second wave for the second movie?
Well, that one's World Tour, which was the second movie. I think maybe they were all for the second movie. I don't know that they did any on the first.
Jolyn says the coral piece looks awesome under blacklight. Ben's goo-cooled space station, goo-cooled computer classic space station looked cool under blacklight. Vonda is a big fan of Disney and princesses with castles. Vonda, is she still watching? Joel says CMFs are prone to a lot of theft, hence many big box stores stopped carrying them. I don't care. Can't you put it behind glass like Ben's Walmart did? Michael Fujiwara says Hawaiian pigeon. Oh, pigeon is the original text language. I'm like, I do know that word. There's 2 bags, and I grabbed the one without the.
You know, the other thing I'll add, we did use a Trolls piece prominently on our collaborative this year. That felt flower piece, not the heart-shaped one.
Lego. Yes, wait, hold on one second. Lego TV just said mechs only for our city competition. It stays at the top.
Yeah.
gonna leave that one there.
He's back. He's back.
Dark Dragon says minifig scale with a giant head. It is a disaster like all troll figs. That's what it looks like. A disaster. And I haven't seen any other troll figs, so I have to see what's happening here. All Lego has a purpose somewhere. Jackstone. Where's the purpose of Jackstone?
Yeah.
Monica says, got trolls on clearance at Kohl's. At least you did not pay full price. Ew. It's like slimy even. I just touched the hairpiece, sorry. And
At least it wasn't the tongue.
It's a mer troll. Nobody can get Help Smart bought all of them. I was very tame. You know, as I was going through looking for pieces, I realized I never bought the sets with the dragons in them. Because I just wanted like the cool, like, I know. And it makes me, when I'm looking for pieces, ew. That's the head. Okay, all right. I'm on something here. I just got to find the tail piece. And now I got it. All right, I'm ready. Let me make sure I get all these in there. Felt flowers. Yeah, should we look at those too? It's a mer troll. Felt flowers. Yeah, maybe that should be part of the seed competition as well. Yeah, you get bonus points in the seed competition if you use felt flowers from the trolls line. Or if your pilot is a mer troll. Monica Berry says they weren't on screen very long. They had electronic music or EDM type stuff. You just got to watch more closely, Ben. Are you not invested in what your children like? Shame.
I'm very invested, but they had like a country trolls that were like centaurs. They had lots of cool things, and then apparently I just missed the random mer trolls on the screen for 4 seconds.
This is bonkers.
Doing their EDM. They must have. So in this movie, see, I know the plot of this movie.
Okay.
The rock
Let's hear
trolls.
it. I'm dying to know.
Yeah, the rock trolls were stealing the music strings from the other types of trolls, like the pop trolls and the funk trolls.
Yeah.
And the classical trolls.
I mean, that's going to happen.
So, yeah. So apparently the EDM trolls were the mermaid trolls. They must have lost their string like super fast if they were only on the screen for like 3 seconds. But apparently it was enough to, justify building a Lego set. So, who knows?
Jolyn says that it was Elisa that might have been the one to clean out the elf sets, and as we all know, Dark Dragon says that is a very good point, and I agree with Dark Dragon. Jolyn, you might have nailed it. Yolo says, if I ever met Justin Timberlake in person, I'm going to get him to sign a troll set. That's what you would want him to do if you met him in person. That's like the one thing that you wouldn't like. And I'm not getting into like dark conversation here. I'm just like that. Like, there's so many other things that he's like capable of and done. Like, it would almost be like, what's the? I was listening to a podcast the other day about somebody who met Al Gore and asked him if we should be worried about Man Bear Pig, and he was like, "Ha ha ha, take the picture." And it's like, like, I don't know if Justin Timberlake. I'm sure he would. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know why I got stuck on that. I just think he's a much better artist than whatever he must have. And I haven't seen the Trolls movie, so maybe he did some genius work in there. I don't know why that comment set me off. I apologize.
The Troll movies are just fine for what they are, but whether or not you actually want a Lego set for Trolls is a completely different question.
So Lego Team B confirms that all the sets were from the second movie.
Yeah.
Oh. We lost elves for a troll sequel. Joel Child says, I want more Jackstone just to prove that Lego did something weird, kind of like Belleville and Scala. I don't think that's a good reason to want Jackstone. And don't put Jackstone in the same boat as Belleville and Scala. Belleville and Scala was cool. Like, there's some really fun stuff that they came out with and cool new molds. And Jack Stone was just kind of like... Jack Stone, if you guys were at the keynote speech at Brickworld, where the guy who wrote the book on how Lego reinvented itself, Jack Stone was made to try to sell construction sets to kids who didn't want to play with construction sets. So Jack Stone can burn in hell for all I care.
Well, and they have gone back to that well. They've done construction and things that kind of have some of that same DNA, but weren't,
How is that the Jack Stone well?
Right? Well,
how is construction the Jack Stone well?
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. It's the other one, the Galactica.
Oh, Galador. Galador.
Galador.
Uh,
Now that's a different story, right?
Monica Berra says that's what we really want, the elves dragons. Yeah, seriously, we want that back. I want to correct my mistake of not buying those sets with the dragons in them. I just thought there'd be too many pieces I wouldn't use because they were so pre-molded. That was a mistake. I have to admit that was a mistake. I got the fox. Dark Dragon says we should be talking more about dragons for sure. Yes, maybe we should have an entire dragons episode and have Lisa on it. Monica Berry says Ben does know the movie. Yeah, I know. He proved that to me too. And thankfully, I don't need to watch it now because I know the whole plot.
Got the whole synopsis. And
Jack Stone does have great boots. That is a positive thing. I do like the Jack Stone boots.
Do you know the other main star was Anna Kendrick? So they had some real major celebs doing the voices for this movie. They even have a spin-off Netflix series, and oh my gosh, I can't. That's too much.
Can we dissect this?
Is the head
oh wait,
translucent? Partly translucent?
Hold on, it won't even come off because like the hair has 4 studs. Look at the top of the head. It's like I want to put that as a shelf, as like a novelty pot on Victor's shelves. Like this is something he cooks in. Like, look, it's a troll head. And then this is it feels like slimy, this hairpiece.
So is it got like some slight sponge to it?
Now
you can bend it a little.
No, it's definitely like it's definitely hard plastic. I don't know for sure that it's actually ABS. But let's dissect this tail real quick because I think this is the golden piece from the set. Besides the felt hearts, which I haven't pulled out yet, we've had quite a few comments here. These are the kinds of tangent rabbit holes we are here for. Yes, because I actually see the comments and can pay attention. I'm glad. Like we're never gonna stop like showing off our builds and encouraging people to build and think differently and do that. But if you guys can like wait around for this, like maybe we can take pauses for tangents in the middle of our because that's important to us. But I do like this as well, and I appreciate that we've got a consistent group come to join in on our chats. Dark Dragon says, "Me on it. I made a huge mistake." Yeah, that's that. Yeah, you may. Yeah, I know that's not your favorite thing to do. Maybe you can be like in the green room as like our what do they call that in plays? The dramaturg. You could be our dragon, our dramaturgical dragon. Joellen says Galador was created to recreate the bionicle phenomenon and failed spectacularly. Yes, I need some Galador stuff too. I think they were also trying to really jump on the IP bandwagon because it helped them so much with Star Wars to like reinvent and get them away from their first losses in the history of the company. And Mindstorms helped with that too, but they didn't like let's go into more coding and more engineering. Let's try to find more IPs and jump on from the beginning for a completely unproven IP that went absolutely nowhere. Oh, but Scala babies. Yeah, that would be a fun seed competition to Scala babies. It's just for mech suits for Scala babies. Or was the bell? One of them were weird. Who knows? What's the difference? Joellen's going to comment on that.
The new babies are adorable, honestly. But
yeah, well, the torso.
Yeah, the old ones. Ugh.
The torso is crude as fun. Is crude as fun. What I definitely meant to say. That is, and it's a good DJ one too. And like replacing the hands with a skin tone. Not the mermaid. It does say mermaid. Apparently that is their name. We got a woe. Again, millennial. WHOA is how you spell woe. Troll brains. Troll brains. So this, all right, I would use this in 1,000 things. Because that's fun. Right?
Yeah,
this is like
I like that. I dig it.
What do they call it? A caryatid? No. The caryatid is the person holding up a column. What's the shells or the leaves holding up a column? What is that called at the top of a? Help me out, art history people.
Yellow
says
know that the Scala baby has a name.
Chia.
Pull up this last comment from Joellen. The Scala baby's name is Thomas.
Oh, no, by the way, no, this is not rubbery. Like, oh, wait a minute.
Just
No,
slimy
it's not.
somehow.
It's not. Yeah, my fingers are slipping off the sliminess. I don't know why. So the Scala baby's name is. There's a single Scala baby.
Named Thomas, apparently.
How
Not
are they?
Tom or Tommy, it's Thomas. So
Thomas.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, good to know. Do the Belleville babies have names? Stickers. I've got to find. I've got to find. Here, let's put you in the. We're starting to wrap up, so we can both be on screen now. Because all I'm doing now is trying to find these felt hearts.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, that.
Oh, it's the slide. It's just a slide. I was like, this feels weird. I'm like,
It's not the hair or the slimy tongue. Now you don't like slides either.
I'm gonna kick this damn box around like all week too, and be like, why is this troll set here? All right, felt hearts. Where you at? You had like an honorable mention set of shame, and I didn't go that far. Here they are. Lego Team B says, wait around for this. I'm gonna lose my job staying online if you're at work to come in. So yeah, someone wants to get out of their job. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, just leave the speakers on. Even I'll keep talking about taints. Really guarantee you're
Scala
firing.
and Belleville had creepy babies. Well, they are making it in a mech now. I'm not going to pretend like I'm pioneering creepy babies and mechs. Simon Liu, I'm sure, has done 100 creepy babies and mechs, but I don't know that he's done a Scala or Belleville creepy baby in a mech. So we got to do that.
You could use the little potty chair. I have a ton of those in pink. Okay, I googled in both Scala Belleville. Yeah, you already said that one, but yeah. Tree. Do you know what that's referring to? Trefoil?
Well, no.
Do you know the word?
That sounds like isn't that a Girl Scout cookie? That's all I know. That's all I know for sure. I don't know.
It's a small European plant of the pea family with yellow flowers and three-lobed clover-like leaves. Just guessing.
Is that the architecture thing you were asking about?
I don't know.
The plant base on the column.
Oh, yes. Three
I'm pretty sure
overlapping
it's
rings.
just a delicious
Yeah,
Girl
that's
Scout
just
cookie, but whatever.
that. So trefoil is it's a clover. It's three. That's more of a symbol. That's not a chunk. It's the top of a column, and it's made of leaves. God, it's not the trefoil. Sorry. But that's why they have the same name. Isn't that interesting? Get back to you on the Belleville babies. However, do you know about the Duplo dolls? I do not. Do you have a link? I'll put it up. Dark Dragon says it's always worth losing your job for Brickworld. Yes. I can't. I shouldn't. Because Brickworld is my job.
That'd be difficult.
Dang it, now I gotta fish in my closet of shame for my Belleville set. Oh, you have a Belleville set? Is it unopened? The Duplo dolls are great. I have 6. What are these? Acanthus leaves. No, it's not the name of the leaves themselves. It's like a word like caryatid. That is what most of them look like. They do look like acanthus leaves, but the God, hold on. Decorative top of column. Live Googling, folks. This is why you come in to watch me Google stuff. No, it's the capital, but there's something when it's actually there's. I'll find it. Stay tuned until next week.
Crasher Rhinos.
Crasher Rhinos. That's right, Dark Dragon. I'm so incredibly jealous. I don't have one yet. She got 6. Joellen also needs, I believe, the plane from the Scooby Doo line. Is that the one that you're missing, Joellen? Belleville babies do not have names. In Scala, there's only one. Every baby born is a boy named Thomas if you live in Scalaville. That'd be 2020. I knew there was something. Dark Dragon actually lost her job in 20... Wait a minute. 2020... How'd you lose your job? Because of Brickworld in 2020. You were watching the virtual show? Was it worth it? Yes, thank you, Monica. I caught myself up. Joel, it took a while to find the set. Yeah, it felt hard. So here it is, folks.
Adorable.
Wh-
Adorable.
Oh, it's itchy. I mean, it's not itchy. It just feels like why did this come out of a Lego set? Like I just can't see the porpoise. And there's two. It actually was. I thought it was one, and then I saw it slide in the camera. This has to go in the mech too, Ben. We're gonna have a mech competition on Giving Tuesday. Um, let's see. It is a GS. It is Girl Scout cookie as well. The old Girl Scout lookie was a tree logo. Lookie logo was a trefoil, and the cookies are molded with them. Hey, history here.
Cornice? Cornice, another option?
Yeah, cornice is more of the cornice is along the entire wall or between the columns. Monica Berra says it. Joe Ellen Child says no. The plane was the only one I had. Oh, but you have the lighthouse too, so she needs everything else. Okay, so if you find them, let Joe Ellen know that you have them because she's like the biggest haunted house like Halloween Lego builder out there, and she missed the Scooby Doo line except for the plane. It's Nicole doesn't have the plane. She has all the other ones. No, Mark, you're confused. Sit down. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Cornice now. Duplo dolls. Skull had foam flowers and leaves too, including them too. All right. Well, I'm at the bottom of the chat. It's 9 p.m. I'm hungry. It's been a long week. What? So we're gonna do an extra segment every week. So we're gonna talk about our builds. Maybe we should kind of like set a time or two on how long we talk about the builds, since the chat seems to really perk up when we do this extra stuff. Joellen says she also takes in complete sets, so they don't have to be MASB. What segment did we say we're gonna do next week? Are we gonna put a Lego set on trial?
There's a lot of options. Maybe we should ask the chat about a couple of our brainchilds and see what they want to see.
Yeah.
Last time we did a strange segment, first of the month, it was Lego Crimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's one option. The other one we talked about is, of course, our channel, we focus on mocks, of course. And another type of famous mock is the mock trial.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing we discussed was maybe we could put a Lego
set
or a Lego piece or some element of Lego on trial. So those I think are our two leading candidates.
I've heard a lot of hate lately for habitats. Like we could put habitats on trial.
Yes, or we could put the other thought, and not only is it that we have to put it on trial, we have to have a crime that it's committed.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the example I floated for you was burp. The burp would go on trial for
and I want to do
a
that.
handful of other pieces.
Yes, the crime committed was impersonating a handful of other pieces, I think we should definitely run that one at some point. I liked your first suggestion. I won't give it away, so we need Ben and I, and a celebrity judge, and so we need to find the celebrity for that one. But if we're not able to do the mock trial, and it'd be nice to have a guest for Lego Crimes too. So we'll have to see if we can find some guests for next week. If not, we'll take one of the other options, which there are quite a few good ones. But out of those, like mock trial and doing Lego Crimes again, does anybody in the chat have an opinion? Because they're all just talking Scooby Doo right
now. And why wouldn't you?
Right. Yeah, I do wish those. I wish they would have gone into future waves of those. And that was the first thing I suggested, was putting Jack Stone on trial.
And Galador.
It's an easy one. Galador. Yeah. One of us has to defend it, though, and it'd be hard for me to defend either one of those. I imagine as you as well.
Yeah, I guess your first objection could be, there's no defense for Jack Stone, or there's no defense for Galador. Objection to the stupid idea.
Yeah, that sounds dramatic. Jack Stone trial. They want to see Jack Stone trial, and they did do it. It was like a marketing decision. So I have a marketing background, so I'm sure I could will myself into the position of what they were trying to do. Like I said, someone wrote an entire book about what they were trying to do with their marketing with Jack Stone and what they were trying to do for the company with it. So I could do it. The initial one you mentioned though, I think would be a great one, and we get a hot chat if we put that on trial.
I think we would.
I have
Um,
Jack Stone somewhere. There's a Jack Stone somewhere in this room. It's like, what's that? I'm just imagining him like hiding under one of the shelves, like with a knife, like Chucky, but not Chucky. What was the one with the toys that like wanted to kill people? Anyway, it's an '80s one. Joanne would be able to defend it because of the boots. I mean, we have the boots alone, Ben. Um, Dark
yeah.
Dragon says I have a 1 quart bag of those figs somewhere. Lego Team B says time boxing the segments is great. Sets a good cadence. Yeah. We have a tendency to like go off on things though, or like get stuck going like, is there an echo still? Can you hear this? Do you hear me now? Is someone echoing there? Is this bad? Is that bad? Like that's the type of thing I guess, and that's hard for us to do. That's what we should do actually this week instead of getting together in the green room beforehand to make sure that the speed and the connection is right. Is we should get on and test. I have 3 headsets here and the Yeti. Like, what's the best thing to use to actually hear both of us, and how to set these, because that's never happened before. We've had the echo happen before, like I think in our very first live stream for Think Outside the Blocks. But I have the settings so that won't happen. I think it was something I did when I first unplugged the headset. I got this warning. It actually told me the stream had ended, and it told me it was continuing without me. So it's a miracle that this has still been going and everybody's still here. Jack has a girlfriend. I didn't even know this. Let's put Duplo on trial. I mean, I did say to Ben, I was just like, if we're going to do this, we're going to have to put Fabuland on trial at some point. Dark Dragon and Joe Ellen don't know each other. You guys would be, yes, immediate besties. I could 100% see that. Michael Fujiwara says Duplo is Lego compatible, though, for building mountains. And yeah, I used a bunch of it in the Oasis collab. It was the entire base and structure inside my my modules that were done on time.
Yeah, I mean, what would be the crime? I mean, that's what we would suffer with, right? I mean, we have to have a made up crime, of course. It's not just that they're on trial for, being awesome or sucky. They've got to actually have done, just their pure existence isn't enough. They've got to have committed a crime.
We should have a forum where somebody files charges.
Oh yeah.
Monica says somebody asked, sadly, in one of her Facebook groups, why they don't make Technic figures anymore, and I actually really did like those. That put Technic in a different light for me. I wish they used those more often. Thanks, Michael Fujiwara. We'll get there to a point where you don't even have to make me feel better about the crappy, unprofessional way that we present sometimes. Lego Team B says, cue the Law and Order sound effect. In the Lego Justice System, the pieces and sets are represented by 2 separate people. These are their stories. Yeah, but we'd lose our monetization if we don't have the rights to do that. Although, parody does count for trademark infringement. Honestly, I just want to hear people defend stuff. The crime shelf space. Dark Dragons. If we put Fabuland on trial, they will have the best defense team ever formed. That's right. I got plenty of exhibits here and why they're awesome. But yeah, there would have to be a specific, like, what did like a lot of people think Fabuland figures look creepy, so maybe the crime is like being creepy looking.
Well, I just want to say, right, because you ragged pretty hard on that poor Trolls figure.
Yeah.
But isn't that got a lot of Fabuland elements? A regular sized body with an oversized head.
What did
right?
you
Isn't
just
that
say to
very
me?
isn't that very Fabuland-esque in that sense of the word?
Dude. Hold on. Did her head just fall off the table? So
I'm this close to being put on trial, I have a feeling.
Yes. Right you are. Is that a regular sized body on that walrus?
Yeah, he's a little different. You're right. But still oversized head. Right? Yeah, it's a little different. You're right.
His body and head are both oversized.
I get it. But I think his head is even more oversized. Don't you think so?
But cute.
No?
Cute.
I know, he's cute.
Cute.
So your defense is he's cute?
Yeah. Is this cute?
No.
Oh, hold on.
It's creepy. That changes it for me. Now it's adorable. Let me see the arms on that Fabuland guy. Are they fairly standard? Okay,
Yeah, but
so the arms are standard, but the legs and torso are a little wider.
No, the arms, these aren't actual Fabuland arms. You can put regular minifig arms on
Oh,
Fabuland
okay.
characters, but that's
Okay.
not how they came. Missing
Okay.
some comments here, and we're overtime anyways, so people should shut up. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. If you want to put the weird stuff on there, Fuji is fine. If you want to put the weird stuff, we don't like weird stuff. I will totally defend it for you. Yeah, and it's not about if it's weird or outside the norm. It's about things like
It it it
burps. Burps
it
aren't weird.
committed a
They're
crime. Yes.
yeah, they're offensive. Burps are
Right.
offensive. Like I said, I'm like, if we're gonna do burps, we should do all the acronyms. Like we should also put the crap on trial, the crummy rampant pit plate.
Or the
I
stamp stickers across multiple pieces.
yes, I like
Yeah. Stamp
YOLO.
needs to go on trial for sure.
Audio technical difficulties are par for the course. Ask any streamer. So is me like not being able to say words quickly when I'm trying to like read a comment and look at the next one as well. I notice myself mispronouncing a lot of things when I do that. I do have crime show stingers, lower thirds, and music that would not violate your monetization. I have a license for stock music too, so I can like throw shit together as well. But yeah, if you've got stuff, I mean, I could certainly farm it out. I don't need to be doing more work, and I trust you, so that'd be great. Especially with the lower thirds, because like I can make a lower third in 5 seconds, but it's just like taking the time to remember what it is and put it in the right place. So yeah, if you put it in a folder for me, that'd even be better. So yeah, maybe you're hired. Dr. Atkins said, "Did Ben just compare Trolls and Fabuland?" Yeah, right. Yeah, he should have been kicked. Really, I was about to crawl through the screen there, man. Like, Darth Walrus is adorable. Yes, thank you. That's what he says. Yeah, sorry. I did question myself. I thought it was funny as it was going through my brain, but when I told you all to shut up out loud, I was like, no, that was not fun. You can't tell me Jack Stone isn't offensive to many. Yeah, exactly. But what specifically is offensive about him?
First Amendment defense for Jack Stone. He can offend you without being illegal.
Yeah, for being crappy builds and being like, yeah, I would say it's like for juniorizing Lego sets, and making an entire line of stuff that didn't have anything like compelling or sophisticated or like challenging, and like dumbing things down for kids 4 and up. That's his crime.
I think I will tell you right now that it's pretty clear that mock trial is what people want to see next week. We just need to, get together and decide what's on trial, what the crime is, and who we can add to our stream to either judge or maybe they'll want to defend or prosecute one of these crimes. I don't know.
Right.
But I think mock trial is winning the hearts and minds of many people.
I agree. Let me get these last comments out before we take off for the night. Jack Stone is a hard fig to clean. That's a crime. Joanne says, what about the scallop plates where the studs are in the shape of flowers? Do they fit? Can you put... Yeah, because you can't even put a 1x2 brick on those, can you? They has to be 2x2 or otherwise. Am I right? Dark Dragon says, the main issue with Jack Stone is they don't come apart. Also, the reason I have so many since... Oh, the figures themselves. Yeah, is it Jack Stone who's on trial? Let me see. Is it Jack Stone who's on trial? Or is it the line? Like the sets? Or like the theme? Or what? Yeah, what is it? It has to be specific. Because a burp is a burp. It's very specific. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it. We've got some... I think food just arrived, so I might be able to actually eat dinner. Ben, you're definitely here next week, and we'll do something fun. We'll figure it out this week, what we're doing.
Oh yes, we're gonna something will be on trial, and we'll find a guest to come on with us. Hopefully, if not, we'll do one of the many other segment ideas we had. If they're really into it. I mean, we delayed Lego Crimes because Nicole was really into it. If we can find another judge or somebody who really 100%. Wants to put something on trial, we might delay, but hopefully we'll be able to get mock trial up and running.
Yeah, we'll figure it out early so that I can announce it early, at least by Wednesday. But as usual, thank you everybody for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Really appreciate the fun conversation tonight. Thank you for all the comments on my mock that I ignored, and I will try to do better next time. I blame the software. Always the software's fault. However, as Bob Ross says, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you again for joining us.